Welcome to the third episode of Expat Kino Talks. We're here this week with Charlotte Vacková, or on Instagram, Charlotte Shoots.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. I have to say, I watched all of your stuff on your page before coming, and I have a lot of questions about Soulless.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I really enjoyed the first shot. It was one of the first shots with the black SFX on the person. That was quite cool. Stood out quite a lot.
Was that effects?
No, like it was practical. We actually.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry,
like
practical effects.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was just black paint.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we had to build this big machine, so it was dripping from the top. It was pretty time-consuming, but very fun for our makeup designer, because she did it, and she was supposed to be covering this actress by this black paint, just like that, but she didn't know how to do it really, so we kind of did this like an arts and crafts thing, and we built some machine to do that, and it was fun. Yeah, and we had only one take because like then the cleaning of the lady would like take so much time. And it was nice metaphor for like this the film is called Liquid Soul actually, and like for her like being covered by the black paint, and then like basically we put it reverse, so like she was like uncovering that, and yeah, so that was very like important for the story, for her soul kind of like getting dirty and then purifying again, because like the whole film is like about this loop when you're stuck in a purgatory and like a limbo. The whole room is supposed to be her limbo, and this black liquid was kind of like helping us to symbolize it.
Right.
Really interesting.
That was a lot of apples.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know if those were CGI'd.
No, everything's real. We didn't do any CGI there. The only CGI which we did was when she was drowning, and we had this underwater shot, so we shot it in a pool for the health and safety reason. And then the pool didn't really look like on the water in the sea, so we had to like CGI that a little bit, just so it looks more, realistic.
Okay, cool.
Not
And how about this machine? Tell me a bit more about this machine that you used for the effect. I'm really curious.
Well, it wasn't a machine in a way. We just like put several C-stands and we mounted together, and then she put a big bag of the paint on the top. And then she had just like some I don't know, clippings to make the liquid go in a pace she wanted it. So
cool.
We were just very anxious about it, so we didn't waste all of our paint, or like we didn't ruined the actress before the show, so it wasn't dripping somewhere else, or wasn't too fast, too slow, and so on. So. And it was the first time doing it, and we didn't really practice it before, so it was just like, we are going for a take. Well, we are not sure if the machine works, so it
looked really cool.
Yeah?
It reminded me of something from like Under the Skin. It reminded me of something that minimal but otherworldly look, because she looked scary as hell when like that first shot of her covered in the black.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening, and it was really cool.
Yeah. And then like she's getting like less painted black, and it was fun. It was really fun to do that. It was crucial for us. And I had some visuals how I want her to look, but we didn't really try it on anything before. We didn't tested it, and we just got these visuals from Pinterest, just like how she's supposed to look like.
Indie life.
Yeah, and then like in the end, when the black paint actually goes to the film, to the story, and she starts to choke out of the water, which is not suddenly not the water, but this black paint. It was supposed to be coming like out of her eyes and her mouth, and we had this shot where we did it just once because we couldn't repeat it. And she looked like Alice Cooper, and then we were like doing the test screening for the audience, like a test audience, and they were like, oh my god, that's Alice Cooper, and it was like, oh my god, we have to edit it out, we have to get it out.
So the mouth was enough, I guess.
Yeah, the eyes were a little bit too much. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, well.
So you have a new film coming out soon. Do you want to tell us anything about that?
Yeah, that's from the same screenwriter as Liquid Soul, and it's called Forbidden. We shot it in November. We just finished it a month ago, and now in a week it's like a private premiere screening for the crew and our friends. and I'm very excited about it. It's a short film. It has 15 minutes, or like not even 14 minutes, and it's this surreal drama coming of age about a girl who is stuck in between the order which she had from her mother and her passions, who she wants to be, what she wants to do. So we have this conflict there, and I think it's nice for everybody, for every age range, people from like, you know, from the parents' perspective or the girl's perspective, for everybody. I think like everybody can find what they had to go through when they were kids or now. So it's very relatable, I would say.
Also maybe the parents dealing with the kids as well, because you know, for some or a lot of parents, you know, they're making a lot of mistakes with their, you know, first experience like raising a kid, and it could be relatable for quite a few people.
Yes, and the mother is very strict, so it's not like normal household. We are really playing with that surreal touch there. You know, she's like, oh my god, there is a hair, like, oh, how couldn't you see this one loose hair, you know, and like things like that. So it's a little bit too strict, but I think it's a nice contrast there.
Does this have any horror element to it, or?
Well, I don't want to be spoiling that much, but we have a killing there. Like there is a killing scene, so there is one murder, but it's not scary.
Right.
It's not explicit. We don't really see the murder happening, but it's pretty dark in a way, but whimsical at the same way. So like there are moments where people are laughing, and then moments when you are like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Like Bo is reminding me of like Bo is Afraid. I watched that trailer for that new Ari Aster film. And
I didn't see it. Yeah, I just saw the trailer.
I haven't seen the film yet, but
it could be quite nice, like like not showing the death directly, and it could be especially more powerful. Like if you're on a finite budget, you know, sometimes less is more. So
definitely. I didn't want to go for that, you know, for the Liquid Soul, the film before. That's a horror, but we don't really have anything explicit there as well. So I'm like trying just to suggest and like kind of be in that feeling for the audience to feel nervous, to feel
unsettling, and
but like don't really show it, because it's easy to do it. It's easy just like to take a bucket of blood and like, you know, throw it to someone, but like why?
Well, with things like that and like things like this and visual effects are like kind of one of those risky things with a film that if you can't 100% really pull it off, it can risk like looking really cheap. So it's better to find a more creative, emotionally powerful way to kind of show this, I think.
Definitely. Like with Forbidden, it was my first experience using CGI quite heavily, and I was so anxious like until the last moment if it's gonna turn out good or not, because if that would be bad, it would ruin the whole film, and we couldn't really like edit out of that. Like it had to happen there. It's like heavily only in one scene, but it's our final scene, and we have like forks and knives raining out of sky. So you know,
it sounds
yep. You've really got to pull that off. Imagine the stress. I mean, I've shut down so many ideas involving CGI on my shoots because of this, because I wasn't confident the person could do it. So I'm just like, no, or just shoot two different options. So like at least you don't have to completely reshoot.
We had some backup. We had like a plan A, which was what will happen actually, but then we had like ways how to simplify it, but like it couldn't be totally without, but we knew how to do it with like a simple CGI. But with my previous experience with Liquid Soul, we had just that one underwater shot, there was like some CGI. It was so hard at that stage to find somebody who would do it. So like we tried like 5 people, and it was pain in the ass. So I was like, I'm not sure if I want to go for it, but finally we got this very talented CGI guy who does 2D and 3D animation. His name is Eric Berta, and he did a great job on this. It was amazing, I think.
Now, was Liquid Soul the one you told me you brought to Cannes?
Yes.
So that's the one that was at Cannes.
Yes.
I'm dying to know how that went. I know we talked about it before, but I really want to know how that went.
Okay.
Like submitting.
Okay.
And hearing back from them and all of that. I think we have, because that's the goal of all short film makers, is to get something that's somewhere so big.
like I was very lucky, I would say. Back then, it was 6 years ago. That was Liquid Soul was my graduation film when I finished my MA in Scotland, and it was the last film which we did as a part of the uni. And then the uni ended, and everybody kind of like ran away. And my producer, he got a job as a PA at Tim Burton's film. So he didn't really like touch Forbidden after like at all. So I was like, okay, so if I want to show it the way, I have to do it myself. So I was like, okay, Cannes, let's try Cannes, because why not, right? And
it was a why not decision.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think we can go to Cannes, but like, why not? Like, I'm applying for so many festivals. Like Cannes would be nice. And back then I didn't really know so many festivals, but like I knew that Cannes is a thing. And there is a short film corner thing. So we applied for that. We didn't apply for the competition because I think we didn't met some condition from the competition.
I imagine the qualification or the eligibility is pretty strict, I imagine.
Well, we did it now with Forbidden. So we applied for the main competition with that. We didn't hear back yet, so I don't know. But with the Liquid Soul, we couldn't do it. For some reason, I don't remember what was the thing there. But we got to the short film corner, and we just like paid the fee. They got back to us. They were like, yeah, you're selected. Perfect. We got 2 accreditation. It had to be somebody from the crew, because like back then I wanted to go with my boyfriend, and they were like, no, your boyfriend didn't work on the film. It has to be like director, producer, or DP or somebody like that. So so that was like, oh, okay. And then we traveled there. We got that accreditation, so we had some free tickets, and we learned there that the short corner works as a networking event for young filmmakers. And actually your film is not being screened there. So there is this like a cellar in that huge Cannes building, and there you can come down and watch these films from the short corner on the computers if you want to. And then you have a second option that you can pay for like, I don't know, 200 euros for the screening. But they will not promote your film. So there were like so many young filmmakers going with like not business cards, but like a small leaflets with their film, with the dates of the premiere or of the screening. So they were like distributing it to people to make them to come to watch their film.
Right.
And back then I was really like, I had no money. I just finished uni, so like I didn't pay for this. I just used it as a networking opportunity. But like then in the end, they gave us the report how many people like came down to watch your film on the computer. But like still, it was nice, and you're going like through there were these like a small booths for each country. So there was like a French booth and Czechoslovak booth. So like I spent a lot of time there, making networking there and like showing people my film. So it was a really nice experience. I know like now if I'm gonna go there for the second time, hopefully, I will make much more out of it. But I really didn't see what's gonna happen there, because like I had only experience from Karlovy Vary Film Festival, so I kind of thought it will be very similar, and it's not.
How were they different?
Okay.
Cannes is very posh, and it's. Yeah, and it's not for public. It's really only for people from the industry and for the celebrities and for, like a distributors, sponsors, producers, and so on. So you can't really get in. And when you see that grand hall from the, in the news when the festivals are happening where Tarantino's coming and so on, you only get there to watch the film when you have the special invitation. And for example, me with the accreditation, I could have go there, but every day I have to like kind of apply for the lottery. And I could get like 2 tickets for the whole festival if I'm lucky, and I couldn't like choose on which film.
So it's like a raffle.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and there were like so many people from public, like mostly like beautiful girls dressed like very sexy in this like a fancy
like a
gala thing, and they were just like waiting in front, hoping for the producers to notice them and give them the ticket and take them with them as
Did that happen?
Yeah, no, that's a standard thing. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we couldn't do that.
Damn it. We could try.
Yeah, like imagine you're a big producer, you get like 10 tickets and you are there on your own and you have like these 9 tickets, with you, and you're like, oh, okay, you can come with me. And they're like begging, you come out of this room when you get the tickets, and then the people see you having the tickets and they start begging, these girls in a gowns.
Oh, that must be weird to watch, kind of.
It was very weird. But like, I don't want to...
Exploiting people.
Yeah, well...
that's weird.
Yes.
Well, that's how it works there. Or maybe like it maybe doesn't work like that anymore. I don't know. I was there 6 years ago, but like that shocked me. That surprised me.
Yeah, that surprises me as well. They just get up in their fanciest dress and literally beg some lonely producer to bring them into to the screening.
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Some old Hollywood stuff.
Yeah, that's so weird. So,
and then, like, we got our 2 tickets and we came out of the room, and everyone was begging, we were just like, like doing that with the tickets. And everybody saw it.
It's warm in here.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh.
And there's a dress code, so like not for all of the screenings, but for the big theater, for the evening premieres, like the Tarantino films, like you have to wear the tuxedo.
Black.
Yeah.
Just straight up tuxedo.
And like security everywhere, like the airport security, like I couldn't have got in with the sunscreen in my bag, so things like that.
It sounds almost too much. All of this sounds like a lot.
I think like it won't be, and it's not when you're used to it and when you are from that part of the society.
Yeah. Also, when you're there doing it, it's probably like, oh, I just have to do this. Yeah. Hearing it is like, oh, that sounds like a hassle.
Yeah, like I was a student back then. It was really new experience for me. So like for me, it was like really too much.
It's a big thing too.
Yeah.
Like, so how does that contrast to the Karlovy Vary Film Festival?
So in Karlovy Vary, you can just go there. It's for public as well. You just buy your accreditation. You can watch for free for the accreditation 3 films a day. You just have to like stay in a line if there's a capacity, if there's a space for you in a cinema to get the tickets. But that's it. But like anyone can go there. And in Karlovy Vary, they're like, like it's 50-50. 50% of the people, they are like industry and celebrities, and like it's pretty posh, and you are like, drinking champagne and being fancy, and you're not really watching the movies. And then there's 50% is like normal people, cinephiles, film buffs who really just want to go there and watch films, and they're like sleeping in the tents, and they are eating langosh and like a cheap food, and they're just like sleeping in a tent village.
Yeah, just waiting for the spot to go watch the film.
Yeah, and they're like standing in these huge queues like in front of the films to get to the cinema, because like if you have a ticket and you don't go there, they will like give these free spaces to the people in line. So it's very different. Like that wouldn't happen in Cannes.
Right. Now, was your film in the festival, or was this you as a spectator going?
In Karlovy Vary?
Yeah.
No, I just do short films, and Karlovy Vary are mostly for the feature films. Sometimes they have short films, but they are like, they pick them from Cannes, or you can't really apply.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm working there. I'm like working as a videographer as well. So usually first 2 days I'm working there, doing interviews with the celebrities. I'm doing the red carpet and so on.
Who was the coolest person you met?
I don't know.
I know last year, like De Niro and Pacino were running around.
Yeah, I bumped into Richard Gere there, but like that was it. Cool. And then like I'm doing the interviews with our Czech celebrities. Yeah. So like, I can't really.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a cool vibe there. I was there like a couple years ago, but I didn't go like into the main thing. Mm-hmm. I went to this like small Barndorf little party with like Peter Jackal and some people like this. So it was quite cool. I mean, the people just like speak Czech the whole time, so I was just there.
You're just standing there like,
fantastic.
Anybody speak English?
But otherwise, when we like went out to like party a bit at night, like I met all like the biofilms, some of the biofilms people.
Yes.
And like, yeah, it's quite a good community. Like people go out to parties, and like, yeah, you can meet people there, and I found it to be quite a cool vibe.
The Czech scene's cool.
Cool.
People just want to drink beer. It's nice.
And usually, you are just drinking there, and there is somebody who you saw as a. So when you watch some films and it's a premiere in a Cannes, they usually bring the delegation and you see the director, which nobody knows. It's usually like, the debut feature film for that guy. But like for you, it's your hero because you just watch his film and then like you meet him at a bar and it's like, woo, I just watched your film like 2 hours ago. And like, that's very lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've already told both of you, but for the people listening, I met Willem Dafoe on the street.
Yeah.
On Englitska, just walking up Englitska, and I've never been starstruck in my life. To be fair, I've never met anyone like Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I've met bands and stuff, but I could probably see if I was at Cannes and one of my favorite directors walked up on the stage, I'd probably get a little blushed.
Yeah.
So
it is just like the reality of like seeing that person, like
because now they're real. Yeah, they're real now.
Yeah. That was really interesting when I used to live in LA, and I used to live like right behind the Hollywood Boulevard, and just like seeing celebrities in real life. Yeah, it's just
walking.
Really weird.
Yeah, seeing Willem Dafoe in a t-shirt and
seeing who's
baggy pants and walk up the street.
Like who's tall in real life, who's actually really short.
Oh yeah.
And like just. Yeah.
And how do you act in that situation? Like, would you run after them and be like, oh, can we make a selfie or something?
No,
because I'm usually like too cool to do that, and I'm just like, yeah, actually colleagues.
watch and appreciate and like try to, I don't know, respect the person.
So that's where we're different, because depending on who it was, I absolutely.
But what side of the bars?
Side of the street they're on.
Bars, I call it, like this side of the premiere. Like I'm not gonna, if they're just like on the red carpet and like just doing autographs, I'm not gonna run up and do that.
No,
I'm just gonna watch
different.
them.
Yeah.
But if like they're walking along like the street, then yeah, for sure, go say hi. And try to find a really nice, respectful way to say hello.
I did not do that with Willem Dafoe. I approached him like a maniac. I didn't know where I was, and my mouth was open, and I was my shoulders were up.
Aww.
And I just kind of cut him off and stood right in front of him. Thank God my girlfriend Tina was there, because she really held it together in the beginning. She was like, hi, oh my God, we were just talking about bumping into you, how crazy it would be. And then I got my shit together. But I definitely approached him like a maniac.
Bless you.
Bless. He didn't. He stayed. So.
So did you talk about anything?
I mean, I'm proud that I impressed him.
Okay.
Because he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm here filming a movie." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit." Like, Nosferatu, Robert Eggers. He's like, "Oh, you know?" And I'm like, "I know you don't know me, but I definitely know."
People know.
I definitely know what you're doing here. It's
That's really cool.
It was nice. It was a good about 3 minutes.
Okay.
But we went to a restaurant afterwards. I couldn't even read the menu. I couldn't focus on the menu. I was thinking of all the ways I could have had a beer with him or something.
Oh well. Yeah.
Wildly unrealistic, but
Otherwise, how was he? So he's cool.
he's a bit meek.
Meek.
Yeah, he's a bit like timid, or maybe not timid's a bad word, but I don't know. It's just to himself.
Yeah. So sometimes it could be like that. Do you? I'm forgetting the name. Steve Buscemi. Yeah, he was here a little while ago, and like my friends like happened to be going to this bar called Standard Cafe, and then he was like coming off set of the series and just sitting there like almost by himself, like just drinking. Aww. And my friend just sent me a text, and so we were there all like having a beer with him, and like my friends were hanging out with him all week.
Out of that flow.
But he was exactly like that. He did not want to talk about the industry, and I tried not to, but it was really
hard not to.
Yeah, like what did you say? Like how's the dog?
Yeah, you're like, hey, Steve.
Obviously, like you're really interested in them as a filmmaker. So
you should be like, so what do you do? What are you doing for a living?
But then also, like on top of that, if you do talk about film, like what do you ask that doesn't like cross that line of being like really
like needy or something?
Needy, arrogant, disrespectful,
gossipy,
or just like showing how much you don't know. Because you like, what do you say? Like, how do explain, please?
Well, with actors, I guess it'd be, I don't know. I feel like that is tough, because like a filmmaker, you don't want to be prying. Like if I met Eggers, or if any of us met Eggers, you wouldn't want to pry for like golden nuggets of successful bits. But yeah, what do you talk about?
Well, what I find interesting is knowing about these people, what is their favorite film, or like their most favorite film which they are in. So like now I just had recently an interview with Nicolas Cage. And they asked him for top 5 films which he was in, And I was like, whoa, you know, like how different that is from the popular films, because like he didn't name one super popular film of his. He was like naming Mandy and films like that. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So like I would maybe be interested in Steve's.
It's all about asking good questions.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't do with the film at all.
Next time.
You didn't have time for that, you know. It should be more like, hi, you know, I just wanted to, you don't really want to.
I thought of the perfect question when I was lying in bed, not being able to fucking sleep over this. And then I was just like, God damn it.
But at least you were respectful, so if like you bump into him like at any point, even in 5 years, at least you got some foundation.
Yeah. And I got the picture. Tina asked for the picture. I like you guys were, I don't think I would have asked for the picture. I think it would have felt a little bothersome, but
I try to have a rule, because like here in Prague, like obviously I've not been working with like Tarantino or anything, but I've worked with like a lot of influencers and like some known artists, and I just have a rule of like the first encounter, I don't take any photos, I don't do anything that could like associate me as a fan, and then like later on, if we become like actual friends or really friendly, then I'll like try to take a selfie as friends.
Yeah, get a casual.
And then that way I can sort of like, you know, show who it is on my Instagram story. But before, just, try not to.
And at the same time, you really want to become friends with them, or like at least like acquaintance, you know, and you kind of want for that to be authentic and be like, oh, so like, this is perfect situation, just like I want to take a selfie, and you know, and you're maybe doing your own selfie, and then the person just like bump into, and that's really cool. That's like nice memories. Yeah, it's not forced.
Especially if like you're really like heavily working with someone, you definitely want an actual authentic good relationship with them.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's going to really help like improve the general product that you make together. You'll have a much better chemistry like on set.
Doubling back to the Nicolas Cage thing, one thing that we've wanted to do on the podcast but haven't had a chance to yet is just kind of talk about favorite films and stuff like that, and we haven't had a chance to do that yet, really. And I'm excited for that Renfield. Did you see the trailer for this where Nicolas Cage is playing Dracula?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So over the top.
So interesting.
His teeth are.
It's so over the top. But I'm super excited about that. I like that he's leaned into this strange corner of his career that he loves.
Definitely.
I like that he's done that.
He's like not taking himself too seriously and just...
Yeah, like he showed it in a film, how's it called? The Unbearable Weight.
Unbearable Weight of Unbelievable Talent.
Something like that.
I watched that, but that looks really, really funny.
I
haven't seen that one yet.
It is with Pedro Pascal,
Yeah, it looks
really so he's playing himself there, so that's funny, because like he's actually there the whole time making fun of himself, and like...
That was probably really fun for him to film.
Yeah.
I saw Pig.
Okay.
And
how was that?
Pig was phenomenal. I
need to see that.
I think it was my favorite film of 2021. I genuinely think it was my favorite film of 2021.
Really?
I thought it was awesome.
So he said that was one of his favorite films. Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I absolutely love it.
That's cool.
So he said Mandy, Pig.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember
some other.
Stuff, yeah.
He was in a weird one, Willy's Wonderland. No. He had to kill a bunch of demonic animatronic animals, like Chuck E. Cheese animals, and he got locked in this place, and then he had to kill all these demonic animals before they killed him. And he didn't have a single line in the film.
Cool. I should go and watch
silent
that.
roll. It was so dumb. I loved it.
What was your favorite part about the Pig, by the way?
Well, probably the climax scene. That was just the color grading was incredible. The color was amazing. I tried to emulate it with my second film and it didn't work. So with Pig, I love the color grading. Was gorgeous. It looked amazing. Also the story was like a way better John Wick. John Wick started with his dog dying and him getting revenge for the dog. This was a hunt for him looking for his prize truffle pig. And like they stole his truffle pig or someone, and he's trying to get it back. And you learn all these things about the character, and just the story was really cool. But yeah, the climax scene was not something you'd expect from a climactic scene in a film. It wasn't some shootout or anything. It was very grounded but tense, and I don't know. I just loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll have to really watch it. Don't spoil anything.
I'm trying not to, but it was really cool. Are we really talking about our favorite Nicolas Cage films? You guys should.
I really love Wild at Heart from David Lynch. Yeah, so I enjoyed that, I would say, the most. So, like, that would be which I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun one.
What's yours?
My favorite movie just keeps changing all the time, to be honest. Like,
what's your favorite Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like,
so many.
I'm not like I like him, but I'm not like an insane.
Right.
Okay.
But like Kick-Ass, he was really cool, and
Kick-Ass
it's not really like his film, but yeah, quite cool.
What was the one he did? The vampire one, not Renfield, the new one. The one was the ABCs of Death. Or no, shit. What was it called? He played a vampire like in broad daylight, and he had all these really wacky faces. All of a sudden,
I don't know.
never mind. It was really dumb.
But yeah, June for like cinematography. It was really amazing. Like the process they had with making the lighting really accommodate for really realistic, natural looking CGI was really, really cool. Like that kind of a scene when they did you see it?
No.
Okay. Well, there's a scene where like did you see it?
No, I haven't.
All right, so okay, there is a scene in the movie where the main people get invaded, and then there's like this they're running to escape on their like little spaceships, and there's like
What movie is this? Dune.
Dune.
Oh,
Dune.
I thought you said June.
No. But yeah, they're running along, and there's these like explosions that are happening, and with the lighting, like the exposure actually like realistically changes when the explosion gets bright, which is something that we haven't really seen with CGI.
You mean like the new film, the Dune?
Yeah.
Like I was thinking Dune with.
I thought you were talking about Nicolas Cage still.
No,
I saw this one. Yes, of course, of course.
still talking about movies in.
No.
Oh, I saw Dude. I thought you were still on Nicolas.
Yeah, no.
I'm like such a fanatic. So I'm just moving.
No,
dude,
sorry.
Again, cinematography wise, of course.
Definitely saw Dune.
Yes, of course.
Okay, cool. So I am talking to people.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought there was some obscure 1980s Dune film that I missed.
There was an original Dune movie.
There was with Jodorowsky tried to do it.
But no, talk about the new one.
Okay.
Just came out. Like when the invasion happened and they're running to the for the spaceships.
Wasn't the only one.
So anyway, I just really loved it with that, like, and with the shots with CGI on them, like the cameras always in somewhere realistic that you could be with a camera. So that's why like it just feels so grounded. So anyway, like that's one of my favorite movies for this reason.
Yeah, it was very, very, very good looking. We were just talking about that with someone the other day, and the like space minimalism again. Like I like I don't know why outer space films are so synonymous with minimalism, all the way back from like 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's super minimal. So but they did it well. I like the creepy lady with the thing over her face.
Yeah. Sometimes like even the lighting was like seemingly like really simple, just really beautifully done.
Yeah,
It was really nice. And it's the same DP from the new Batman movie.
Yeah.
I love the cinematography.
Same. And I think like there is the best car chase in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the upside down when he walks.
Yeah.
My girlfriend isn't much of a movie person, but she went to the cinema twice to see that, and I was very confused. She doesn't do that, and it was very, very. I love Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
Robert Pattinson.
He's for the boys now.
He went from the teenage girls to the boys.
Yes.
He is awesome.
That was a big transition. Yeah.
It was a huge trade. It took him a decade to get away from
Did
that.
you see him in Good Time?
Of course, yeah.
No.
That was really good. It was it was what like a. It was kind of lower budget,
It
really.
was the first film the first feature film by the Sodfi brothers. Same dudes who did Uncut Gems.
I love that as well.
Same guys.
Yeah, I know that.
Same guys. Good Time is it's a fun movie.
So intense, like after the after the conflict starts, he plays this Robert Pattinson plays this criminal, and he's got this brother who's like disabled, and he like kind of manipulates him into robbing a bank with him, and it goes wrong, and they're on the run after that, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until it ends, pretty much.
And he does an incredible New York accent, which I love his voice work. But
So many good film tips today.
you got some favorite
Robert Pattinson.
I mean,
I really like the Lighthouse, which would be with the Willem Dafoe. Back to that.
Back to him.
That was
Yeah.
It was a challenging movie to watch, which was very uncomfortable, but
Definitely not for everyone.
really good, really good. Like I really had to like. I was watching it because it took me ages to get around to be in the mood to watch it, and then I wasn't in the mood to continue it, so I had to like pause it and continue it every day.
I think like it kind of repeats with all of the A24 films. They are like this, that you really have to be in a mood, and they are not really for everyone. That you either like love it or hate it.
I still haven't finished the Coen's Macbeth. I still haven't. I mean, I love the time period. I love the Coen brothers. I love black and white films. For some reason, I started it. I got 20 minutes in, and I wasn't in the space to finish it, and I haven't tried again, sadly.
Do you find yourself doing that with films? Like you really want to like watch it, especially if everyone's talking about it. You want to like force yourself to watch it, and then.
Definitely. But like, what helps me is I'm trying to go and see everything what I can watch everything what I can in a cinema. Because like then I am forced to watch the movie. I don't, kind of go to my phone or to pause it or anything like that if the film is slow paced or something like that. And there are many films or many cinemas here which are screening the old movies as well. So I'm trying really to go to cinemas quite often and not to watch so many films at home.
I like that cinemas are starting to replay older films that we may have missed for whatever reasons.
But also just to be able to keep going and seeing movies in the cinema is really nice. And if they're like old and it's cheap, it's just really cool to be able to get the cinematic or the cinema experience.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm a cinema girl. I need people to go there. And I'm like, every time when somebody wants to meet with me, I'm like, okay, let's go to the cinema. Or like, let's go home and watch the film together, because then like people will not escape the film. If it's like this more like complicated film or the film which you are kind of postponing, it's always good to meet with somebody and like, that then you're kind of forced to watch.
Yeah, I definitely have a movie buddy who he's in Austria right now, but we will watch all those films together that no one wants to go see.
Yeah.
Like that new Cronenberg one, Crimes of the Future. I'm so happy I didn't see this in the cinema.
Okay.
It was not.
Oh, is that the one where they like predict a crime you're going to do and arrest you?
No, at least I don't think so. The film was very bizarre.
That's a new trailer.
Something with like body modification in the future. Viggo Mortensen was in it. Everything on paper looked great, and then we watched it. We were like, "What the fuck was that?"
That sometimes happens.
It's one of those moments where it's just like, I don't understand what just happened.
Yeah. By the way, I see that on your portfolio. You're also doing commercials and music videos as well. Yes. Do you do this do you mostly do short films now, or is it a constant rotation of all types?
Well, no, the short films, it's my hobby, like you can't really make a living out of that, or at least like at my stage. And so like I did Liquid Soul 6 years ago, and now I did Forbidden, and like that's it for this period regarding the short films. And I just always wanted to make my living as a filmmaker or videographer or something like in the industry. I didn't want to, be a barista and then like once in 5 years make a short film. So I'm shooting commercials and music videos, and I really love fashion films. And
me too.
You recently were doing documenting like a catwalk or something.
Oh yeah, it's just my videography thing. Like I was shooting the fashion week, Prague Fashion Week, just like a backstage thing. But I'm doing the fashion films like a longer, fancier commercials for the brands. Yes.
Lifestyle brand.
Yes, we are doing. I really like the Dior style. I really love Jonas Åkerlund, the director who does that. He's kind of my the way I would like to kind of aim. And we did with Carrie Hubbs a short fashion film for AP Milan. It's an Italian brand, and it was in this like a big fancy villa, and it was all very contrasty. We had like heavily tattooed people in a very fancy traditional Italian suits. So that was fun to make. So like this is kind of like way I would like to go.
This is all new.
That's the direction I want my film company to go in, especially financially, because it's like the best of both worlds. I like little little short films.
Yeah.
And like you get like so much creative freedom, and then you have a corporate client who's got a huge budget to work with. So it's weird.
And they're very visual and very conceptual usually.
Yeah.
It's not like when you do normal commercials for cars or I don't know, like kids food or diapers, you can be very creative there.
Random thing.
I don't know, very random, very random. But like with fashion, you can be very visual and like they are into cinematography, so it's not about like making some viral video.
You don't need a story.
Yeah.
You kind of want to have a story or like a strong concept, but you don't need, this like cheesy
heavy marketing
and yeah. So
Also for cinematography, it's just a lot like nicer and like kind of cinematic naturalism sort of thing.
I have to watch a few, I guess.
whereas-
I mean, it's tough for me to know. I can't really picture what you guys.
Yeah, like I really,
since you feel like
Yeah, 'cause I have no idea what you guys are.
I really like. Although like, I would like to do it for the money, but I really wouldn't, wouldn't enjoy shooting like food commercials at all.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, and it's just like very specific, complicated lighting, and you really have to know what you're doing in that specific area. But yeah, we just shot our first kind of spec commercial last weekend.
Yeah.
And that
What was it for?
like it's like a fake commercial for like a perfume ad, like exactly like this Dior style. And that was so much fun. It was like the most fun I think I've ever had in a very long time.
I would like to see that. Send it to me then.
Cool. Yeah, we just finished it. We just locked the first draft. So we're gonna finish that and grade it probably next week.
I saw on Instagram where a guy will he'll take a random product and then a random style of this perfume close, and he'll take so he had to take like Cheetos, like the potato chip, and do it in like a perfume style, and then he would make
That's so cool.
a commercial.
I saw a bunch of those on TikTok. Like it's a TikTok thing.
It's pretty funny. It's cool to watch too, because
And it's interesting. You're like, wow, how could you do that? Like we've been in the industry for quite a long time.
Yeah.
I was like,
you see the behind the scenes and you're like, wonder what that shot's gonna look like.
doing it in their living room, with no budget. Like
They put a mirror on the floor and drop water on it, and then it looks amazing. Yeah,
that's true.
I've never considered doing anything like that, but
Yeah, there's all these filmmakers on TikTok now,
Oh yeah.
isn't it? It's becoming a really big thing. It's really cool.
I mean, I just saw something. An American politician has like 2 million followers on TikTok. He's like doing like behind the scenes.
But it's brilliant, to make
it's
an
great.
audience, to build an audience, and then like when you make a short film, somebody's gonna watch it, not only your mom,
behind the
So
scenes.
that's good.
I don't know if it's should we get TikTok?
I have it. I just don't want to use it.
Well, do you have TikTok?
I do.
And are you like actively putting your stuff on?
Not actively. Like when I do something for Reels for Instagram, I kind of like put it there as well. So like it's living its own life. And I'm like doing these film recommendations. I'm doing these like walking in front of the cinemas to kind of show what cinemas we have in Prague and in the Czech Republic. And then like I did it in Karlovy Film Festival, that I was like kind of like just walking in front of each screening room, just like to show people where they are and so on. And I'm doing these films recommendation, like my top 10 influential films and my top 10 comedies and my top 10 horror films and so on. So like every time when I do this reel, I just like put it on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. I'd like to do that sometimes with this podcast. Just talk about some film recommendation. I guess we did it today with Nicolas Cage.
With Nicolas Cage, yeah.
I guess we're good there.
You're gonna get many comments being like, we love Nicolas Cage or we hate Nicolas Cage, because there's that thing about Nicolas Cage, huh? It's
Yeah,
very
Some
controversial.
controversy.
There was
Reviews, come on.
He's like Nickelback.
A guy wrote a book claiming, like, breaking down Nicolas Cage's acting style and claiming that he's actually like a genius.
He is.
And this is like all of his wackiness.
Disagrees.
All of his wackiness is this intentional.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to read the book, honestly, because he's claiming that he's just like a.
Well, you told me about it. You didn't read it.
No, I've never read it.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I don't. God, I doubt it's just.
I
Sure,
need
it's
that
on
book
a
as well.
niche corner of the internet that I'd have to buy it from, but
We should do it. We'll share the books.
super curious about that and hearing their arguments for him being the greatest actor of this century.
Did you two see The Menu?
Yes.
Not yet.
Yes.
I just watched that like I was never in the mood to see that movie.
Okay.
It just looked, I don't know, just something about it, just like a bit too like particular. Like I was too nervous if it's good. So, you know, you just feel like put off. But like, yeah, forced myself to watch it, and that was really cool.
Why that one? You said you forced yourself. Why that one?
Just everyone's talking about it and like saying it's so good.
Okay.
And it's, I think it's winning a lot of awards.
It got some attention, yeah.
Yeah. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. Like what you're describing, I had with the Triangle of Sadness, and I kind of think they have the very similar motif. You know, with the society,
Kind of like this intentional pretentiousness, the satirical pretentiousness with the films. Yeah, because I did see Triangle of Sadness.
So like that's very similar, but like I really enjoyed Menu. I went to the cinema to watch it, obviously, and when I was going there, I was very excited about the film, and it totally fulfilled my needs. I was very happy about that.
Yeah. Did you like it more than Triangle of Sadness? Triangle of Sadness was a bit hit or miss with me.
You know what? Like, if I wouldn't hear anything about Triangle of Sadness, I would say no. But like now, I would recommend you more Menu than Triangle of Sadness, because
that's good to know.
So like I went to Karlovy Vary and I watched Triangle of Sadness there, and I was the first person to see it like in the Czech Republic, kind of like one of the first. Cool. And then it came here in September, and everybody started to talk about it. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, that's the best film ever!" And they kind of like oversell it.
Yeah.
And then like I started to be very annoyed by that. But like when I watched it and I didn't know anything about it, the only thing I knew about Triangle of Sadness was that Woody Harrelson is in it, and that was it. Like that was my only information, and I was very happy about the film. Like I came out of the cinema, I was like, "Wow." But now I'm like kind of sick of that movie because like everybody talks about it.
Didn't see it yet, but definitely want to.
It very much fits the director's MO. Kind of his last film, The Square. He had this great film called The Square, which I thought was better, but
I really enjoyed the first half. It kind of like
and then
the scene, complicated scene, which everybody's talking about. I don't want to spoil it for you. Like it was for me a little bit too much, and like from that it kind of. But like the beginning was hilarious. It was great. I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting. Did you know that the girl?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sure, it was a young girl. One of the actors, this isn't spoiling the film. One of the actresses, like 2 months after filming, died. She's like 31 years old.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, that's a shame.
It is.
She was really good in the film.
She was very good.
It was the actress.
Fantastic. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
She wasn't a giant name or anything, but she was very good. Super good in her role.
I might have read something on the internet about this. That's really sad.
Yeah, it was no bueno. But yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about with Forbidden? Or anything?
I don't know. The Forbidden was great experience. Like what I'm very grateful about is that we get together very great, like amazing crew, and it was like half made by my friends from the industry and half people were from Facebook, where we just like put on the link, you know, like a casting and crew call. We are looking for somebody to be a part of our crew, and everybody was brilliant. And now like I'm meeting these people after like 3 months, 4 months after the shoot, and they're like they're being very grateful how it was useful for them, how they started to shoot their own films after, or they got good connections there, and now they have a full-time jobs thanks to it, and so on. So it was like very useful for everyone, I would say, the project. So it was perfect.
So the lesson is to join sets.
It is.
Everyone should join sets.
It is. It was kind of really showed me like who my people are, and you know who are good friends, because like so many of my friends who are not from the industry jumped on the board and like saved my day there, and on the other hand, like some people who I was expecting that they would help me, like they totally ditched me. And it kind of like, you know, these heavy projects show you who your people are, and it showed them their talents, and it's good for the networking, and it really like kind of like, I'm saying like it opened a new chapter for me. So
sure.
Very grateful.
So does that mean you're working on your next short already?
No, I have it in my head already, but we have this private screening next week, so like I want to have it checked, and I kind of want to, you know, send the last applications for the film festivals, and then like Forbidden's going to be done for me, and I'm going to jump on the new one. But like I don't really want to do that, because like I'm working as a director, as a producer. I'm doing my videography job, and I'm now an owner of the beauty salon, so I'm like having a lot of work there. So like to have like a 2 hobby short films shootings at the same time would be like too much for me now. But yeah, there's a lot of things.
How was the shooting experience? Was it stressful, or was it quite smooth?
No, it's always stressful. We, you know, like, as they say, the pre-production is key. That's totally true. Like, we really did a lot of pre-production, and I think we maybe did like even over, like really more than we should have or must have. But that's very helpful, and we took on board more people than we wanted to, which was super helpful. But still, you know, so many things didn't work out like at set, so you have to, you know, work around. And I wasn't only a director, I was a producer of that one as well. And I was kind of like the glue of the whole project for everyone. So it was pretty stressful. And I was paying the whole project from my pocket. So, you know, that's another thing. And then like so many people were working for free for me there. So like I didn't want to disappoint them. So there was like a lot of things which put a lot of stress on me. But like it was amazing. It was amazing. I had a lot of fun.
Cool. Also, with more people, it's like, you know, more people to rely on, so it starts to get riskier, and like you really have to choose like good people to you know, like get things from, rent from. We shot a short film that he was involved with, and like I'm all about pre-production, and I really like to take care of everything and get it really prepared. And like we were over prepared, and still there were people who were like,
it was a nightmare of a morning.
Oh God, yeah. And there's like people were late to let us in to get certain things, and then, you know, just it was like a domino effect of things going wrong. So just happens. You need really good people, really reliable people.
And that I have to say that happened at Forbidden. Like everybody was really good, and I was really lucky there. Like
great.
Everybody was super responsible, and I can't imagine like shooting that without all of these people. Like everybody was really super helpful and really good.
I'm filming next month, and it's also a decent sized project with a lot of people working for free. So there is that feeling of making sure you produce something good for everyone to show off for their benefit, give them something. So it is definitely a lot, but
yeah, you have to. Yeah, that's the thing. You really want to make a good film for everyone.
Yeah, you want to impress. You want to make a good film,
and you want to really. For me, what was crucial was to have a friendly environment on set, so we wouldn't be stressed.
Which, as the director, is up to you.
I didn't want it to be like, oh my God, it was terrible shoot. Like, and I think it was successful that everybody was very happy on set. We had amazing food. I would say it's very important to feed your crew.
One of the most important things, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Really stress that.
So how did you foster that good feel environment?
Well, half of the people were my friends already, so I knew that like that's gonna be fine. And then the second half of the people, we had a meeting with everybody up front. We like I had to say goodbye to like 2 people before the shoot because I knew that the energy wasn't there and it would be a stressful factor on set. So like we had this person which was super professional, and they would make the set, like the final product, much better than it is, but they were so complicated that like we just couldn't deal with them.
How do you do that? How do you just be like, hey, not working?
Like that. Like that.
You have to.
I was like, hey, sorry, I'm feeling very stressed around you. You're feeling very stressed around me. I really want to have a friendly environment. I feel like you're not happy being here. And like, I just can't deal with you. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, there's some people that are just problematic, have a problematic mindset. And it's just like everything is an issue somehow. Like, a pretty relatable experience. I won't say what project or what names, but like we replaced like a key crew member, and we were like dealing with it before, but then the new person was so much more chill, laid back, like everything is doable with this person, and it was a real contrast. It was like, wow, this is way better to work with.
It is like maybe the new person doesn't have so much experience or something, but like really the energy is very important, you know, and you don't really want to deal with difficult people on set when you have to deal with so many things regarding the actual shoot. You really want to feel the support of your people. You want to be supportive for them. You want to have a chilled, friendly environment. You don't want to be creating problems. You want to be just solving problems.
There's enough problems without even the people involved. Micro problem solving all day.
Yeah. Also, I found that like sometimes, not incredibly often, but some like people outside of the film industry, when I've like invited them to like try to do something on set in a safe environment where they don't have to be a professional, sometimes like I've just been blown away. I had a friend, we were best friends. We started as drinking buddies, and then we became sober buddies. And then he really wanted to get into the film industry, and then like we did some like, you know, no client, low pressure like shoot, and I invited him as like an AD, and he did really well. Then brought him on to like a really serious like a 400,000 crown project, and he was just a machine and just nailed it. And he was even on another project where he was like a PA, but the person in a certain position like wasn't like really on it, and like without asking, he was going around and just doing everything, coffees in people's hands. So yeah, have you ever found this?
Yes, definitely. Like that happened with like 3 or 4 people on Forbidden. Like one of my best friends, I was like, oh, we are shooting this weekend. He was like, oh, I'm bored, you know, like my boyfriend is going out of the city, like I have nothing to do. And I was like, well, just like pop by if you want to. And he's like, yeah, I can help you. I was like, hey, we are like already full, you know, the crew is full, we don't need you, but like if you want to come, it will be helpful. So he came, and like we couldn't have done it without him. Like he was so helpful. Like
that's awesome.
He helped out with the set design. He helped us carrying all of the heavy stuff. He was helping organizing people. He was helping with the kitchen. He was like so helpful. And then in the end of the day, he was leaving, and I was like, hey, I'm very sorry that I told you that we might not need you. That like it's like we couldn't have done that without you. And he was like, I know. So yeah.
Yeah, some people are just really people of solutions.
Yeah.
And like those are the people that you really need to keep tight around you. And other people, they might have like a good status or like a quite a bit of a portfolio, and they're just a person of no solutions. Like it's like no matter what you ask or what problem arises, and they're just like
they don't care, you know. And like and I think that happens with the paid projects, and I think it doesn't happen that much with the projects for free, because like when you go on board and you commit your time to be on a project for free, you care about the project, or you care about the people who are on board, and usually, or like, you know, you really wanna. You are there because you want to be there. You're not there just like, you know, to get paid and
right. You believe in the project, be it the writing or
so you want to make it the best possible.
Yeah.
Well, that or people who can manage themselves and prioritize projects that should matter, and it's maybe not that they specifically want to not care, but that just ends up being like a result of this. I find that's a bit of an issue as well.
I think it's definitely a bit of mindset of just like, oh, that's so, like a big problem to someone might be like, that's actually kind of small, we could fix that.
Right now I've kind of like changed my mentality, whereas like no matter like what I'm getting paid, I'm trying to treat every project as if I'm getting paid like 1 million crowns.
Yes, this is just an example. For example, with the grip people who are not that involved with the story of the overall project, they really have it like as a job. We had a grip guy on Forbidden, and he was really into the film, and he was finding the solutions, and he really wanted it to be the best. But like I believe like, or I think when you are doing this job like 6 days of the week, you know, and you are just like changing the projects, you are really just there, you know, like, okay, so I'm here, this is my job, I'm not gonna do anything extra, I'm getting paid for this, and it's totally okay. But like I would say that's the difference.
If they are freelance grips doing 4 or 5 projects, it's probably really hard to invest in each one of them emotionally.
Definitely.
So I can definitely see them choosing, oh, for this one I'm gonna turn off and just kind of autopilot. So I could definitely see that.
Yeah, when grips and gaffers are really good, they get very popular. They're really in demand.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Gaffers, yeah.
Oh, gaffers. But like gaffers, they tend to be like very into the visuals because like, you know, they are closely working with the DP and they're like really watching the scene visually. But for the grips, I think like there is like a little less of that creativity even. So like, that's why I'm talking about it, that they can kind of turn off and just do the autopilot.
It depends on the investment of the if they are drawn to the story or what have you.
But like they're amazing. We could have done it. Grips, we love you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, very cool. Is there anything you'd like to plug before we maybe even your beauty shop even?
It's fine.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You guys can find her on Instagram at Charlotte Shoots. We'll have it in a link. Thanks again to Casper at Tool 8 Studio. And we'll see you for the next one.